Today we're having cinnamon buns, cream cheese icing on them. If you're counting calories and you want low fat, low sugar, turn off the video now. You don't want to watch it because this is the real deal. Start out with 4.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and I use King Arthur as a rule, or that quality flour, get good consistency. Half a cup of granulated sugar, 2.5 teaspoons of yeast, active yeast. I'm going to put salt in it also, but it's usually better to stir the yeast in, kind of get it mixed up. You don't want the salt directly on top or mixed right in with the yeast. 1 3/4 teaspoons of salt. And next I'm going to put in 1/3 cup of butter, which comes out to about 5.5 tablespoons of butter. And the way I put this in, the way you put it in, they want you to cut it up into it. Some people use forks and cutting tools, but I use my hands with it. I'm going to just cut it, drop it in there, and I'm going to work it in by hand. What I've done is got all my dry ingredients in. And once I get this butter cut into the flour and salt sugar mixture, I'm going to add egg and milk to complete the dough. And I have 2 large eggs at room temperature already prepared. I got 1 cup of lukewarm milk ready to go in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just grind this in, kind of like making bread, like biscuits. Homemade southern biscuits are made about the same way. And you can see that change the consistency a little bit, and you can kind of feel a little different, but it's not that much difference. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my egg and my milk in it and work all this together and just blend it all together. It mixed in well with the spatula. I want to get down and get that flour off the bottom, get it all blended in. It appears to be about the right texture. That's what you want to see. It's still a little sticky, and you're going to see that until it all bonds together. Well, once it starts binding in there and working, again, you can see now it's starting to come together. The stickiness has pretty much gone away. Still a little tearing, but once I work it a little bit, that'll form together. You could take this out and put it on the counter and work it if you wanted to. I like working it in the pan with the hands. But again, you can put it right on the counter with a little bit of flour, and you do the same thing I'm doing here. Still tearing apart. You want to kind of get that where it's not doing that. Once we get it right here, it should stop tearing. You can see now it's starting to look better already. The more you work it, the better it gets. If you overwork it, I'd probably make it a little tougher bread. But on my cinnamon buns, I like them a little chewier than what most people do, so I don't worry about overworking it too much. But you can see now it's starting to take form, and it's not tearing, it's all blending in together good. And that's about what you want to see right there. Good form, it all works together, a little pliable, not sticky, a little tacky maybe. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put this in a slightly greased pan and let it rise for about an hour. You're looking for this to about double. Once it comes out, we'll get back to it and I'll work it out and we'll make the dough up. Well, it's been about an hour now, and I'm not going to try to measure this dough. It has risen quite a bit, maybe not double, and it's good the way it is. The next step is to roll it out into a sheet 16 by 21 inches or thereabout. And you want to take your surface, make sure it's good and clean. I've already cleaned this once. And I'm going to oil this up slightly. You can put any kind of oil you want on it. I like the just ease of the pan. I just spray it out. And then I work it in with my hand a little bit, kind of make sure it's covered all of it. I take the dough, and what you want to do is just work it a little bit. Kind of get it in shape, kind of rectangular like this here, and I'm going to put it down. and we're going to put it and roll it out. Take a rolling pin. The next step is to cover this entire surface with 1/3 cup of butter that's softened, pliable, and just smear it on. Okay, now that I've got the butter spread over this evenly, pretty much even, I'm going to cover that area with a mixture of 1 cup, packed cup of brown sugar and 3 tablespoons of ground cinnamon. And just put that all over, again right out to the edges, and just spread it all around. This is all you need to do right now. Just roll this up and you can make cinnamon buns with it just the way it is. What I do every now and then, not every time I make it, but I'll take about a cup and a half of nuts and put over the top of it before I roll it up. These are chopped walnuts. I'm also going to put about a cup and a half of blueberries on top of this too. But it's time to roll it up. And when you roll it, you're going to start on the end. It's tricky to get it rolled, and I'm working around the camera here, but just kind of keep tucking it in and roll it. Roll this on up. When you get it all the way up, you want to catch that in and pinch it onto it. The edge, you can't see from where you're at on that, but I've held that together, and I bring this back up like this. Try to keep all that together, and you kind of pinch it in. To be perfect on this, just trying to help hold it together. Now what we want to do now is cut this in 12 equal pieces, and I'll push these in a little bit to do it. $12 is what we're looking for. Okay, now we got our logs cut. We want to put them in an oil pan. This is a 13 by 9 pan, and just put them on the end in here. So I just want to stack all 12 of them, trying to keep them together somewhat. What I'm going to do now is let this rise about 30 minutes, and then we're going to bake it. Okay, I've had my cinnamon rolls rising for about 30 minutes. I've got my oven preheated to 400 degrees. And I'm going to put them in and bake them for 15 minutes until the top just kind of browns up just a little bit on there. And let's make some cinnamon rolls. Be back in 15 minutes. Okay, my 15 minutes up, or 15 or a little over. On this little oven it usually takes a little longer, so we're going to take them out and take a look at them here. Yeah, we got a little bit of browning around the edges there. It all looks nice and done. So we have got this completed. Now the icing. I made my icing earlier today and had it ready to put on when they come out. So here I have my cream cheese icing I'd made, and I have a video on that also, and I just spread it all over. You can't put too much. And like I said, if you look at the low-cal stuff, watching the wrong video today. All this is original cream cheese, no low-fat, reduced sugars, and none of that, just the real deal. Let those cool for a few minutes, and you have some of the best cinnamon buns or rolls, whatever you want to call them, you've ever had. They are absolutely delicious. Again, we got to let them cool for a little while, and that's it. How to make cinnamon bun. Hope you enjoy.